And here we go. Hello there.
Hello, hello.
Can you see us? Can you hear us? Please confirm. According to my stats, everything should be fine. Everything should be working. At least that's what I see on my screen. Let me just adjust a little bit the camera. Should be that way. Okay, hi there. Hi there. Today is gonna be kind of a easy update because we're mainly going to be talking about the 48 hours in Dungeons and Lasers 5. We have things to show you. I have a few slides prepared. We have some answered some questions from you from Discord. We can go through the page as well. If you have, the format is as always, it's AMA, ask me anything kind of. And ask anything about the campaign or ask anything about some other things. I'm happy to talk about, but we have to start with the campaign because we have to process a few info. I was going to show you this. My camera is doing something funky and it's just like I got no idea what's going on with this. So I will be trying to fixing this one somehow tomorrow. I think this is some settings on iPhone because that's the iPhone camera. So what I did for you, and I did that, so I record that video, which I'm gonna be showing you now. This one, right? Let me just clear the comment. Right, so let's play it. Let's play it, and I will explain you through. This is set. One of the old sets, we had it now as a pre-painted.
Yes, the torture chamber.
Torture chamber, that's correct. And that's 9 sprues, right? So your set is actually 9 sprues. I'm showing here fingers. It's basically 9 sprues you're going to find in the each of those sets. And every single sprue is painted slightly differently. So not much differently in terms of core, but what we're trying to do is for every single tile you're gonna get in a set, we will add like a small details and make it slightly different, right? So
yeah. Every sprue.
Yeah, so that's the you might actually make sure you're gonna be although it's exactly the same sprue, but with that small subtle details on the sprue, each of them will look completely different and so on. So that's what I was going to show you. Oh look, we haven't even made tiny spiders web there, so we can add this small tiny details into every single sprue. And exactly the same you're going to find in every single set from the legacy sets, definitely, and as well with the new sets. So we're still gonna be working on those things. Somebody mentioned here there's too much blood splashes.
Yeah, I will have to request to tune some of the details back. I know it can be tempting to, like, really showcase the true power of the technology. Just send it full.
Yeah, so we might actually work on that one a little bit more and reduce the splashes. I mean, make them a little bit smaller, much more like we did with the what's the name? The Abomination Vault, when you had small blood stains.
There's also the fact that, if these are skeletons, the blood would have probably dried by now.
It's a torture chamber, right? So all things are happening there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And some of them some of them we actually paint flesh on top of it. So.
Yeah, that's great. If if the more fleshy ones that are still fresh had more bloodstains on them, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
I do think.
But what we can add there, and just imagine this. I mean, we can add on the side of the wall like a rats running and things like that. So all those small tiny bits and bobs we're gonna be still adding, and then every single terrain will have all those things. I mean, probably some Easter eggs. You'll probably find some small tiny Easter eggs in there as well. Okay, so that was that. That's what I was going to show you. Unfortunately, we have better pictures, so we'll be showing pictures in the next update. Maybe I'll try to record that video. Unfortunately, the Game Found is not allowing any videos. We were going to upload the video. It's not allowing any videos, so we have to do it.
YouTube videos,
exactly. So we have to do it somehow different. Yeah, YouTube videos. Maybe we can post on YouTube then. Right, that's that. Let's go to slides, but before we go to slides, I want to go through the questions from the top. Now, happy to see the campaign pop off. Yep. So we are in 48 hours. it's bang on 48 hours now, right? So it's a great result, by the way. The team is absolutely happy about the result, which is great, and we want to thank you for supporting us and being with us on this campaign, on this journey, actually, because this is I keep saying to my team, and I will stand always by what I'm saying, is that this is a breakthrough for our company. So, and we have like several major breakthroughs in this company. One of them being plastic manufacturing in-house, so plastic injection in-house, which we developed 4 years ago. And now is this new breakthrough, which is pre-painted terrain, which nobody else got it in the industry at the moment, not to the level we are going to be offering it. So
yeah, keep in mind this is just the beginning. The future sets are definitely going to be a lot more detailed and better, so you can look forward to that.
I don't think so. They're gonna be. I think they're gonna be.
I mean, there are some things we can definitely work on and improve.
Yeah.
For example, I've seen a lot of people mention the Dwarven mindset. The door, I think, could use some more detail because it's got the grates on it, and they're also painted red.
Yeah.
And there's also some quality concerns with with the paint and everything and how it scrapes off. And I think that we can definitely do more to address that as well.
Only one thing, well, it's not scraping off from the surfaces whatsoever.
Oh, for sure.
It is like that. But there's some concerns might be there, because if people not gonna be looking well after them 100%, you will get a little bit of damage whatsoever. But that's not the thing. That's not the things we are worrying about. We're more worrying about how we can I don't know, scale it up to massive number of things. At the moment, the sets we have, this is the maximum number of sets we could potentially pre-paint, but if that's gonna go bigger, we're gonna have to invest in some proper processing.
We only got one machine at the time. Oh, right now.
Running right now, yes. So the other
definitely
machines,
love to have more.
The other machines coming over anyway. So we're gonna be doing this one in a much bigger scale. But I'm more about the number of different colors, because that's the thing. We could potentially add more colors into the system. So yeah. But anyway, some questions here. By the way, we're going back to regular AMA next week. It's just campaign running. We have many things at the same time happening, right? So you might know the new office and other things happening at the same time. So at this stage, we are really like all over the place with many business things, and so we have to focus on this. And there is also campaign. Although the team is doing very well alone, it still needs, I think, type of guidance from us, and we have to make sure that everything is going the way it should. So and I've been like having, we have a launch day. We have like AMA now 48 hours, and it'll be a little bit too much for me actually coming tomorrow and doing another one. So but stay tuned. Next week we only plan 2. One is basically beginning of the half of the campaign, a quick update what's going on, what else we have. And what else there, and probably the end of the campaign video. So I will do one normal ordinary AMA next week. Okay.
I can head over to some questions here because I can see some. Got my choices to work in my pledge. Can we choose the stretch pay later on? I didn't see it earlier. Yes, so you can only use stretch pay again once per campaign. You are able to use it in the pledge manager, but if you use it now, and then even if you pay it off later, or sooner or later in a bit, you won't be able to use it again. So yes, you can use it in the pledge manager, but please keep in mind it's just only once per campaign.
I'm still confused. Video of Abomination Vaults and the Dwarven Mine half walls, height walls are on the Gamefront campaign, but they are not available during the campaign. That's true. We've made a video with them because we were showcasing mainly the technology.
Yeah, it's mainly promotional material.
Yes. However, we had a chat today about the Abomination Vault. We are going to get in touch with Paizo to see if they're okay if we going to add the Abomination Vaults into Pledge Manager. So once the Pledge Manager is opened, one thing to note: they will be definitely different than the one which gonna go into retail. So they might be slightly different in terms of detail, not the color itself, but maybe we'll add some details. We have to basically somehow differentiate them between the campaign and what goes to retail later. So expect Abomination Vaults, if the Paizo is okay with that, in the Pledge Manager. Those layer was 688 after first 48 hours. Now it's 850. Looking good. Yes, it looks good. Thank you. Thank you, Kuba, for your comment. It's going good. I mean, obviously, like with every campaign, it will slow down. I think this is the last day when it's actually gonna be quite like that. Starting from tomorrow from 8 o'clock, usually it's slowed down to 2 digits or maybe even sometimes 1-digit number. I'm talking about thousands per day. So it happens. That's what it is with every single campaign, and it might pick up a little bit towards the end of the campaign. But I think we should be able to break 1 million just before the end of the campaign. Any chance for an update for delivery for the last campaign? Yes. So I do believe we have 2,000 parcels en route so far. I don't know how many of these parcels. No, sorry, 2,400 parcels on road. So far, and I'm not quite sure how many of these parcels already been delivered. So there's about 2,000 more parcels and something a little bit to be sent out. But we mentioned 2 weeks on the last video, and it's gonna happen within 2 weeks. My team just confirmed. So we're sending out 200 something parcels every day out. So it's really close to be shipped out completely.
Been great so far, but wondering, are we going to see any social media stretch goals and challenges? And yes, I can confirm that we will have some social media stretch goals. They will be revealed soon. Do you want to reveal how soon, or?
You talk about it, yeah. You know more about this. So yeah.
Well, the funny thing is I don't know more.
Oh, you don't know more? Okay. So as we will reveal them soon.
There you go. I know that, you know, one of my co-workers definitely knows more on when they will be released. You can probably expect them, you know, either next couple days or a week. I've seen the graphics there already to be posted on the social media platforms. You can expect to see them soon, definitely.
I love to paint my stuff, but your pre-painted items look fantastic. Thank you for your comment, Tommy. You're not the only one who actually thinks that. I think I would definitely prefer getting myself pre-painted. That's also the thing. I mean, we have so many comments of people having tons of our terrain and they haven't even painted it yet. So that's kind of a success of previous campaigns when we provide a lot of tons of things and people actually getting them still unpainted. So that's one of the reasons why you can always grab pre-painted if you really want to enjoy your campaigns on the very nice pre-painted terrain, right? Moving forward, we're always going to be offering painted and unpainted, by the way. So there's a few more ideas what's in the future. Nice color scheme, thank you. It's a little bit on the darkish side. I think we still have to tweak it a little bit. I'm gonna be having discussion with the team tomorrow how to improve it. Yeah, I did mention this one. There was looking at 2 weeks to be everything out of the door.
Will the color of the plastic for legacy sets be changed to match the paint more closely instead of grey?
That is correct. We'll have to change it. So that's what we do with every single set. So first we apply the paint, then we see which actually color plastic we have to go with in order to actually blend it with the main plastic color, the paint color. Some bloody footprints will be creepy. Yeah, that's correct. Okay, let's check quickly. We'll come back to those questions. We will come back to the questions. I wanna just quickly go through this because we have some questions coming from Discord, and I got that one. So what's there?
Yeah, Trisha. What about pre-cut sprues? Some weeks ago, it was mentioned it was a new feature introduced in caves. On the page and streams, there's no sign of it left.
That's true. There's no sign of it left at the moment because I decided not to go with 2 changes at the same time. We have process, which is pre-painted process to first work through, and then later on we will do another step. So this means pro-less elements. At this stage, I want to keep it as it is. It's much easier to paint them, much faster to paint them, and obviously we are in the campaign, so we need to make sure the campaign is delivered. In the future sets, we might go with no sprue whatsoever. That requires a little bit more setup and longer setup on the painting machine. I did some tests. We have done some tests. I think I showed you the video at some point of elements just popping out from a injection machine with no sprue. But at this stage, I would not do that change. It's gonna be too much hassle to get everything working as intended.
Ciala, but Delstaren Caves, would it be possible to get more clusters of spider eggs as a stretch goal? I know there are some in the Silk and Steel pack, but more are better.
Yes. In fact, I think we will. I had a chat with the team about the spider nest. So I think kind of. If we're going to find some room on the spruce, we're definitely going to be filling them in with, as always, with some additional elements, and they are definitely on the top of the list to actually add whenever we're going to find some room.
Can we get the dragon duck with this exact pose and Sleipnir in a majestic pose?
This one, right?
Yeah. The responses are obviously mixed. It's, you know,
they were mixed about pose.
Well, no, the dragon duck.
The idea itself.
Yeah.
The idea
seems
itself.
Controversial.
I can tell here.
I mean, there's also 3 thumbs up, so.
Yeah, it is. So it's on balance. So now at the moment we are going with other kind of mini. Let's call them mini stretch goal. Okay.
Okay, Steve-O. Will we please get an everything new pledge? So basically King of the Mountain plus the 3 miniature boxes and the RPG supplement with a little discount. Thanks.
We might get something like that just towards the end of the campaign. So maybe 48 hours before the end of the campaign, we will look into it. If there is more people wanting something like that, please leave a comment, and we will look to add maybe one additional pledge. We do have like all-in pledge. But we're thinking about something along the lines with what you just mentioned here. Yep.
Guidewolf, just looked at the mining track stretch goal sprue, and well, nice. There are not quite as many sections available. Only 3 long straight tracks, 2 curves, etc. Now I know this is not for everyone, but it would be great if you could order additional mining track sprues as an add-on to build a really cool mining complex.
Okay, first of all, I think you just this is what we haven't communicated this one, I think, correctly, and that's very, very important. If you go back to that stretch goal, if you click on it, it tells you that you're getting 2 of them, not 1. You get 2 sprues, so in fact it's not 3, 6, right? So the coverage is there. It's a quite large coverage. In terms of tiles, it's like covering you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 long pieces of a times 2, so 14 pieces of large tiles. So please have a look again. I think if this comment is popping here, we just have to update, provide this information, update that, you know, you're not getting 1 sprue, you're getting 2, not 1. And if we're gonna go through the page in a second. I think.
Yeah, I mean the main question is just, you know, if he's able to order more.
Now the second question is yes. What we plan to do is just clicking on the stretch goal quickly. I just want to show you. Oh, come on, they did.
Well, that's a spoiler.
That's the spoiler. I had it much better. So it says here you get 2 sprues of plenty of elements. So you get actually twice that. Okay. Now I know it only says here in description, and I think wasn't shown this correctly, but this is the amount of stuff you're gonna get times 2. Right.
What about the little bits of scatter terrain and other elements on the sprue?
They will be here. They will be here. Also, you're gonna get double of them. So it is the amount. Why we did that? Because they are basically fillers. Otherwise, we won't fit anything here like those, you know, elements. But we can fit other things. And this is what I mentioned about when we have some room on the sprues, we will add bits and bobs. So here we have some additional elements. Normally they will be part of the stretch goal, but we just remove them from normal stretch goal and add them basically to that massive sprue. So I would call this one kind of a super stretch goal for 500,000. And yeah, and again, just to be clear on that one, you get 2 of each of these sprues, right? So that thing, we're gonna have to communicate this one better, I believe, and maybe with next update we're just going to clarify this one, that you get a more amount. And yes, we will make a set of 2 additional sprues available in the pledge manager, because there's a more requirement to that. I mean, more people are asking for this, so yes, we will do that. Okay, and let's go back to slides, and maybe we can go through some questions here.
Jen says, can we order instruction books by sprue number? Flipping through while crafting is a bit difficult sometimes.
Yeah, printed ones.
Because the main issue is usually when they view it through a phone, it can be quite, well, it's more annoying usually than difficult.
Yeah.
To flip through your phone.
I mean, we will see what we can do. We haven't done it for Thuesday, and it's just pure regulations, European regulations to remove or minimize the number of manuals provided. So they're forcing us to go into digital manuals, and something otherwise I'll have to go and report to Germany the amount, or Germany, other EU countries, the amount of paper we're shipping to them, because they classify this one as waste paper. So every single manual. So that was one of the reasons why we have to basically remove it. Because cost is not in that. There is additional cost we have to pay on top of that one, just because we're sending a waste for them material into other EU countries. So that was one of the reasons why we decided to go with paperless. I will look into this. Which set will, yeah. I know it is difficult at the moment, but I need to look into this. We have to gauge it. It is not calculated in the price, by the way, so that's why we can afford slightly better cost. Maybe with the next campaign, when we talk about the miniatures, we just increase that 20 cents per box, and that will leverage at least the cost of the manuals. Okay.
Will unpainted full-wall dwarven mines be added as an add-on, or go to retail?
They will go to retail for sure, but not with this campaign. We're not going to be adding anything unpainted in terms of the legacy stuff.
Is there an ETA on that?
That's Marcin, not me. Marcin, if he's in the comments, if he's watching, he can actually give it an answer when exactly, or at least approximately.
Oh, and there we go.
Yeah, that's the big one. That's the big one, 1 million one. Now we can go through the comments here quickly.
Yeah, I mean, usually, we can just go through here. Will the Balor have some transparent plastic parts for the fire and lava? Perhaps a 1.5 million goal and a pre-painted option?
Oh, pre-painted option. I'm not going to be trying this. I mean, we probably could, but I'm not going to be trying this because I know I'm going to break my back. For the pre-painted, we have so much to do, so many sets to do, and then we also have those things which are the stretch goal bits also pre-painted, so I would not go that way. Although in terms of adding anything which is fire, lava and plastic, this is a good idea, and I can have a chat with the team because we planned this big model to be on 3 sprues. So there is kind of a competition model which we gonna be gauging our model against, or benchmarking against that model. So we want to be as close as possible in terms of size, dimensions and everything else to that model there. Yeah, in terms of 1.5 million stretch goal, we were actually having this discussion. I'm not quite sure whether we get there, but we have this discussion with the team, and they're leaning towards having some terrain 1.5 million stretch goal rather than miniatures. I will always go with miniatures, but that's me, and that's me. But then obviously it's a terrain campaign, so we have to stay on a terrain road, not get a little bit carry over with miniatures.
As for the plastic ones or parts, have you seen how some of the Gunpla model kits look like? Because they use different colored plastic on the actual sprue. Have you looked into how they do that? And
I know how they do that. It's a complex because you need to have a several injection point machine. So the machine needs to have like 3 or 4 different injection points, and every single one is a separate circle. It works in a separate cycle. So it is different material, and so it's injection one material, then opens up the valve and injects the other material and opens up the connection point to the sprue, and that's how you're attached. So it is extremely expensive process and very, very long. So that's why these sprues or these models are so expensive, because injection time is usually 4-6 times longer than normal sprue. Yeah, but we don't have such machines, and oh my goodness, I don't believe my team will be ready to actually deliver something like that at this stage. We're far away from doing anything like that. Okay, let's go through certain questions.
Yeah, I prefer digital-only instruction manuals. It's a lot easier to use them via my tablet when doing assembly. Yeah, that's good. If you have a tablet, it's definitely very useful because the screen's a lot bigger. It is possible to download the manuals from the Archon site. It's just not obvious how to do it. I think that's the issue.
Okay, so I believe there should be button to actually do so, right?
Yeah, well, the thing is, some of the instruction manuals don't actually have that option.
Oh.
It's a slight error, and when we do catch them, we do upload the corrected version as soon as we can. But yeah.
Okay, so Shimon knows more about it, so definitely every single instruction should be, you should be able to download it.
It's more just like, I don't think people are aware of the fact that you can actually download the manuals from our website, because they don't know it exists.
Then we're gonna have to fix that. We're gonna have to fix that one and direct people to manual and maybe put some big statement there saying that you can download it by this process.
Yeah, what about painting guide?
I don't know. I mean the painting guide is I don't know. There's something to in terms of that. We work with Kuba. Kuba is actually a great painter. I think he's in the
he's in the chat.
In the chat. So he did most of the terrains for us. He actually painted. We could have a chat with Kuba about that one. Maybe you could provide some painting guides. That would be also something cool. Other than that, we had some chat with a the painting companies, paint manufacturing companies, like Army Painter, and some of the Deus dragons actually going to be part of the set of the painting set. And we talk about terrain to actually add some spruce of terrain and then use their paints with some manual. That was the idea. That was the idea to create such a sets, and we didn't get there. But the RPG supplement, we talk about that one. Maybe if we have some free pages in the RPG supplements, we will do there on some concepts. So like this concept you can see on a screen, added there somewhere, just to show you how many concepts we actually generated before the campaign starts. Just 1-2 pages, and maybe we could potentially dedicate it 1 or 2 pages to some painting tutorial. I don't know. That's for the team and to have a chat with Slavik. If he's able to do so. Yep.
Could you send the instruction manuals for Deus by email like the PDFs? So the instruction manuals for Deus they should be available on the website, but there's also a QR code on the box. If there are any missing, then please do reach out to us and we'll send them to you and also add them to the website. Yeah. But at the moment, I'm not aware of any that are missing.
Yeah. Funny things, not maybe funny things, but we were sending out Deus and we had all the manuals done at the same time because of the team was the graphical team was having backlog of things to finish, and they focus on other things, and manuals were not there on time when we start shipping the Deus. But I think all the manuals should be there. If not, if missing, let us know.
Anyway, did you get an add-on for just the playable rate characters from Deus?
No, unfortunately, just entire set.
Yeah, so you'll have to wait till the retail release in that case.
Yes. I did that. I said that last time. The reason for that is we already have like SKU. I mean, the number of elements for this campaign it's huge, and if we divide the big box of miniatures into small ones, it will add more, and there's a huge risk of having mistakes or have mistakes during packing. So, not really worth it.
Yeah, so you can find it. It's immediately obvious where the manual, but it's not immediately obvious. I know what he's talking about because the download section is split into downloads and manuals, which can be a little bit confusing. We will have to update the page, but the new page should be ready relatively soon.
Hold on. Let's go to Archon Studio. We work on a new page. So if we actually go to downloads, right, and that's the manuals. Downloads manuals. Here you have to click.
Yeah, that's the main point of confusion.
That's the confusion, by the way. So you go here. This is the manuals for things, but you have to go here and click manuals. Can you see that? Once you click that, you have all of them. So that's the Deus. I mean, this is confusing. I wouldn't find. I mean, even myself, I would struggle to find it. That's not the best way of actually doing it. So sorry for that, and sorry for confusion, and thank you for flagging up. And then we have Dungeons and Lasers. When you click Dungeons and Lasers, you have Deus there. When you click on Deus, that's all the manuals, right? So if you miss any, or if there is any manual missing, I mean, we can. Well, let me check. Let's check. So that's the one. Is there a way to download it? There is. There's a button to download. Yeah. It's nice, it looks good, looks great, looks like a book, but so what? It's still, I think, still, yeah. Okay, so I think this is explain everything about the manuals. If you still don't know anything about, well, you still don't know, if you have some questions, just drop them. We will try to answer them about the manuals, right? So again, go on the main page. From the main page, go to downloads, click on the manuals. Wow. So many people actually probably just went there and crashed the page for a second. Funny. Okay, anyway, just click on the D&Ls and then go to those later, you have it. And actually everything is there in Kindling Retail, so yeah. Okay. Let's move on. Okay, let's go through.
Are you able to offer packs of usable doors? The ones in the past would be fine. Just give them the option to buy. Because there's no functional doors at the moment.
No functional doors for these sets? Or for, yeah.
In general.
In general?
Available right now.
Are they not meant to be... Okay, so... Some things we cannot actually release to retail because there's no point. They won't be selling. So the distributors won't be buying because they don't see that as the you know, something they would sell. But I want a couple elements which we're never going to release available at least through our website. So the things which our retail team doesn't want to release, we're going to put on our website to buy. When this will happen? I mean, new page, they promised me that new page should be up and running by the end of the March. I don't believe in that, so probably around April.
Yeah, the Minotaur gift, yes, it will be available if you backed Heroes or Delslayer. It doesn't matter. As long as you're using the same email as the one you used previously, then yes, you do qualify for the Minotaur. And it won't be added to your pledge, you won't be able to see it. We will ship it to you because GameFound doesn't have that functionality yet to give previous backers a miniature into their pledge. But yes, you will receive it when we ship it to you.
Yeah. The question is, I know you guys plan to add extra stretch goals and add-ons in the Pledge Manager. Would you consider adding a small stretch goal add-on that only includes the pre-painted SG? Yes, it will be. So it will be separate box just with pre-painted sprues, yes. That's the plan. But obviously we have to wait for the Pledge Manager.
Will we be seeing multiple bridges? Rope bridges, chain bridges, stone bridges, and ice bridges?
Definitely wooden bridges. And some rope bridges. I think there is one kind of rope-ish stroke wooden. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But chain bridge is actually a good idea.
Playstyle pledge and working out what 6 sub-themes we want to pick. Love the idea and concept of the spider cave, but the execution isn't as good as the other themes to my eyes. Any plans to tweak?
Only to add some tiny elements like a spider X and everything else. And that's about it. We won't be planning to anything more. I mean, Flesh Bridge. There's a question about the Flesh Bridge. There is a Flesh Bridge. If you have a look at the what's the name?
The Belly of the Beast set?
The Belly of the Beast set, there is a bridge connecting 2 hills. Well, 2.
Any chance we can split the miniature pack with the skeletons in only undead and stuff and only demon stuff? Usually we have lots of undead stuff, but less fantasy demons.
At this stage, no. At this stage, the sets are fixed as they are. In the Pledge Manager, we won't be doing nothing with these sets, even during the Pledge Manager, fortunately. And again, it's the same problem. If we're going to split them apart, it's going to cause confusion later during the packing process, and I want to avoid this as much as possible.
Well, when it comes to splitting it, we do have to probably make it an entirely separate product, right? So
yes.
Just have a set for goblins, and then just have a set for spiders, just have a set for skeletons. And like, but yeah.
Yes, but not in this campaign. Mm-hmm. Not in this campaign.
Yeah, so in the future.
Yes.
If I pledge now with stretch pay and then pay later in the Pledge Manager, pay upfront for legacy add-ons plus shipping. Will the legacy add-ons ship early? So you have to pay off the entirety of your pledge, not just the legacy add-ons and shipping. So if you still have stretch pay enabled on your pledge and you add legacy shipping, we will have to wait until pay off everything. So you can either pay it off now, or you'll have to wait, obviously, until stretch pay pays off your entire pledge.
Yeah, it's just legal thing to do so. we won't be able to ship any parcel out from the company if the payment is not cleared. And yeah.
Could you please explain how the half arches work as connectors between themes? Wouldn't we need 2 of each?
It's one set which goes from left to right, and you attach this one like you would attach normal doors in the past. In the past we used to have the doors which were slightly smaller, like a wall size. So that, it's basically that. So it's like a tile, well, opening, like opening door, which combines both things. Yeah.
I'm sure people would pay for STLs of stuff. There isn't a wide enough market for to produce.
Not for the train. I don't think you can just easily print this. I mean, we try to print on several different printers this terrain, and that's the complexity with 3D printing, because the 3D printing is not perfect for such a large elements, and is the shaping basically. So it's quite difficult, well, almost impossible to assemble your terrain with pins and things we're using our system.
Yeah, with 3D printing, the pins often break off, and
walls are a different story. You could potentially use the walls, but not for the floors, and that's the thing. So, and then to be honest, I don't know who would go for the STL. I mean, we give you 1 kilogram of product for, I don't know, $10 if you calculate and check everything. For $10, you're not gonna buy any resin, at least not 1 kilogram of resin. Resin nowadays, good resin nowadays is about $40–50, and that's 1 kilogram. So I don't know, why would you even print terrain if you can actually buy it cheaper than printing?
Are you guys planning on creating connectors that work with other terrain systems?
We did try this one, I think with dragon clips, or the normal dragon clips, and it won't work because we have different size of tiles. We could make something like kind of connection things, but no, it's not gonna work. Yeah, Jakob is saying 6 kilogram of Deus leather all in add-on, so 6 kilogram of resin, how much is that? Like $180 at least. So try to, you know, that's a lot. Actually, miniatures would be, well, then your printing time, then printing, then in good 3D printer. That's the other thing.
Is there a way to play or place where we can see in a bigger picture and the detail of the terrain? The ones on GameFound campaign do not allow to get a good view of them.
The way to place, we can't see.
I think he's talking about the quality of the pictures on the page.
I mean, one of the reasons why you can check the YouTube videos, right? There's lots of YouTube videos from people who actually did quite nice zoom in and showed everything like really like under the microscope. So that's that, and yeah. Let's go next one.
Some folks are hesitant to back a new campaign until the delivery of the previous one. Have you considered waiting until the delivery is finished to start future campaigns? I don't think it's even like possible. We've already delayed this campaign, I feel like, for quite a bit, right?
This campaign was delayed for like 5–6 months.
Yeah, and
something like it was in the pipeline a long time ago to actually do that.
There's also the fact that, you know, we can't delay, we can't infinitely keep delaying, because it also delays any future campaigns, and you know, every campaign has to pay for the running costs or operational costs of the company. For like, you know, a set number of months, and we just can't keep delaying it. So eventually there will come a time. This is also, I have also commented on this a couple of times. I do wish we could, you know, just have everything nice. The only real way to do this would be in retail, but you know, we're just not developed enough yet in retail to achieve that kind of.
Let me just explain a couple of things, right? So I did one on video a long time ago when we talk about manufacturing. So we have manufacturing set up to actually run production, and then once the campaign is finished, then the machine is doing nothing except to what we do for retail. And every single campaign is a massive amount of tools to be put in production, and then all of a sudden there's no production. So we have a like window of where we could potentially do nothing and wait and sit and doing absolutely nothing, but we have to still pay wages. So the reasons why we usually overlap at least plastic injection campaigns is because our production just finished. We are shipping it out. We give us like a couple of weeks or 3 or 4 weeks at least time to, you know, sort it out everything and making sure the machines are, I don't know, clean, tidy up and everything else. But after that time, we have to put machine back. And in order to put the machine back, we have to have the campaign running, or at least start another campaign to see the numbers. In fact, if you go now on a production, about 50% of production is for retail, and the other 50% production is already this campaign. So we already started manufacturing this campaign. The tools we have in the back. So
what about the slab? What about the slab?
Deus Lay is on the manufacturing now. The tools from the caves are already in manufacturing. So
no, but, because you said like manufacturing is like 50% for retail, 50% for caves.
Yeah.
Did you mean something else?
No, the current production is 50% retail, and 50% is retail, and the other stuff which is left is for the Deus Lay, not for Deus Lay. Deus Lay is no in production anymore. Deus Lay finished production long time ago. We're now only packing and shipping. So
okay.
Now Deus Lay finished. Deus Lay finished in fact 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. There's nothing on production from Deus Lay.
Oh well, I mean I didn't know that.
You can go tomorrow and check it. So there's no Deus Lay production because we finished. So everything is put on the shelf, and now it's packing. So but maximum amount we can pick and pack pledges, and the big ones are 200 to 250. So it's not like we have to manufacture something additional bits and bobs.
Well, there you go. That's good to know.
Yeah. So we started actually shipping from the point when we had the last sprue, which was put in the production last sprue. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now is 50% retail, and the rest of the stuff is basically that, and also some services for other companies.
Yeah, about that, I have seen some people mention that they're not entirely happy that the biggest supporters of the campaign and the people the most dedicated usually receive their pledges last. Are there any plans to have that so the biggest supporters will receive their pledges sooner, or is that just impossible to? It's
not impossible. We never prioritized that one, so sometimes we go from the top to bottom of the list. That's what it is, and list is generated by Michał generates the list. So maybe if somebody wants to buy a coffee with Michał and put him on the front line, then yes. But that was like a rule in our company for a long time, that we're not gonna be kind of prioritizing anything, because prioritizing, it will create mayhem. We have a system set which we work with the system. So what we have in the warehouse, let's pack and ship this one out. So for instance, especially for Deus Lay, this is a good example for Deus Lay. If we have 10 products, you back for 10. If we have 10 products in Deus Lay, and you only selected 7, and we have those 7 in the warehouse, we'll pack your pledge, and system will generate the list based on what we have in the warehouse. So we pack those things and ship it out to you. If we don't have 2 more or 3 more, we still are waiting for some last tool from some other set which wasn't done, and you selected that one, you're gonna have to you're gonna be put back in the list, because we're gonna have to manufacture and ship it to you. I mean, all in all, is still you're gonna get on time. Still you're gonna get within the within what we say to you. But that's what it is. We don't kind of prioritize. We need to work with system we have, otherwise it will fall apart.
Yeah, so basically, we just have to send what we physically have.
Yeah, it's basically part of manufacturing. Yeah. It's a part of manufacturing, right? Especially how we make tools, because we cannot create all the tools at one go. So even the tooling, the way we design the tooling is always like set 1, 2, 3, and especially the stretch goals. That's the most important. And then once we have manufacturing set 1, 2, 3, and stretch goals, and somebody ordered that, okay, that's fine. Let's just don't wait, just ship it out. Yeah.
Okay. Any chance of more double doors as stretch goals?
I don't know. No, we don't have this one at the moment as a stretch goals. We haven't planned that yet.
Big Demon looks great. I hope the face of the actual model will have a more sinister, evil look.
Oh, I'm sure it will. That's what we're comparing to. So yeah.
Redacted from redacted. Anyways, is there a good picture of how the demonic set and the rocky caves look side by side? How well do they transition into each other?
Demonic set and the rocky set. I don't think so. I don't have any picture on here, but just before this campaign finish, I think halfway through we will have more to show you in terms of sprues, because as I mentioned, lots of tools actually being done now for this campaign, and I'm gonna be able to show you the sprues, at least how they connect, how they look, unpainted obviously, because I think we weren't gonna be able to actually show you painted ones at this stage. Yeah.
Have you ever thought of creating class and race specific miniatures for TTRPGs, like Dwarven Bards, Elven Monks, Half-Orc Wizards?
We did that. We did that with Deus Lay.
Not entirely.
We made also the conversion sets. So you had like a sprue or two sprues, one or two sprues of different type of elements, and then you can convert it to a miniature. So, you know, just change a couple bits and bobs, and here you go. So you want a bard, no problem. Get it wolf and attach, you know, some.
Oh, you mean the weapon packs?
Weapon packs, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it does require some experience kit bashing though. But you know,
Yeah.
if you're more experienced and you know how to do it, then yeah, definitely. I could see some people doing it.
But if we're going to run the next campaign, miniatures campaign is gonna be straight the generic, I think, more generic than Deus Lair.
Yeah,
Because Deus Lair could also take some generic miniatures, no problem with that.
Yeah, well, the main issue was, you know, the playable races are more specific tied to the world. Like, you know, your usual, like, pig people, or, like, orcs, I guess, depending on how old you are. They're usually not seen as playable characters in TTRPGs. But, you know, again, it just depends on the world. But I know a lot of people, I mean, I haven't seen that many people play like an old typical orc, a pig orc, as a playable character.
Jason said missed opportunity for sub-teams like Lake of Fire, Subterranean Lake.
Definitely agree there.
I think this could be a future campaign. Yep, that could be part of the future campaign. So I don't know if I did explain the logic behind how we picked the sub teams, but we really wanted to have extremely unique sub teams. And if we do like maybe not like Lake of Fire, that is actually quite cool idea, but just normal lake on such, it might not be actually that much desirable comparing to what we else have there and the variety we offering. So, and the thing is, the sub team, every single sub team meant to be kind of point of interest. So during your campaign, you want your team, your players to go through a specific experience instead of visual experience of on a table having a lake, which kind of, it's not the point of interest, right? It's just like the lake. It might be depending on the campaign, but here if you go to the specific place, like, you know, arena, you know there will be something there, you know there will be boss, you know you're gonna face a big challenge, right? So that was the total idea, that was the idea behind these sub teams. Okay, I don't know if I explained that one well in English. Let's go.
For Deus Lair 2, would love to have humanoids and monsters in separate add-ons. So just for those who are not 32mm, or not into, I guess, 32mm miniatures, can at least support you buying monsters, where size doesn't matter so much.
For DL2, would love to humanize and separate add-on. The miniatures things we plan in the future. I think definitely we're gonna do another miniature run. We have to at some point. And then yes, Deus Lair was mixed of everything, only because it kind of was bonded, connected with the RPG set and an RPG book and the universe. More random models doesn't have to be that much structure, so we can have to separate them like humanoids and then monsters. I think that will be that back anyway.
I'd like to see some faction specific or artillery packs in the future, like Dwarven cannons with crew and Goblin rock lobbers with crew.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. That's a good idea for castle. I was having discussion today with Derek about the future. So I dream about the massive pre-painted castle, like a castle, like a castle Ravenloft. Or at least castle with several, you know, layers, and we can go huge one and small one depending on what you want to go for.
You're planning future campaigns to add sub-themes like Dwarven halls and Dark Elf cities?
More like a castle. I mean, the castle is the idea, potential idea, obviously.
For caves, this is...
Oh, for the caves. Sub-themes, such as Dwarven halls and
in the future.
Dark Elf cities. Yeah. Everything is possible in the future. Definitely the lake one. I think we could make like a lake one, but we need to have, you know, make it a not just the visual appearance. It needs to be point of interest. It needs to be, you know, needs to be reason to actually be there.
Some kind of underground crystal-esque trees would be cool to go alongside things like the underground lakes and quarry pits.
The list of stretch goals, by the way, is still open. It still depends how. So bring it up because my team is watching it, and then if there is some good ideas, they're definitely going to note. As you can see, many stretch goals are basically at this stage just the concepts. So everything you see, it will be made into 3D and then obviously plastic injection. But it doesn't mean that we're not gonna be adding more than is on our list currently. So if we run out for some reason because the campaign goes very well and carry on doing very well, we will create a new list and we add more things. So we always do that with every single campaign, by the way. So it's not like, you know, we're gonna do something crazy. There's a room to add more things.
Is the arena set in stone? There really isn't a place for an audience, and it could be better for an audience area or throne area.
Yeah, somebody brought that up before on Discord, right? That would be a great idea to actually have something like, you know, audience. We haven't thought about that. For us, it was like, for us, arena was like mainly you go there, you hack and slash as many small things, and then in the middle there is a massive demon to fight off. That was the total idea for this arena.
Having a Gothic style campaign would be awesome, like castles and churches with the Gothic horror architecture in your style would be amazing. Yeah. We have done Rampart with that with the one of the sets, which was I think it was the church, or I can't remember the exact name of it, but it was definitely Gothic horror.
Cathedral.
Yeah, Cathedral. That's the one. Yeah, I do think I really do like the general art direction and style in the Dark Souls games. The Gothic horror style in those games, I think it's really nice. Yeah. So if we do plan on going into that in the future, that'll be definitely a point of inspiration, I feel like.
Yeah. But some reason, just I keep thinking about castle, like massive castle, with different chambers, different rooms, massive rooms, small rooms, stairs, everything else. I mean, that would be awesome.
Give me more mushrooms and I'll be happy.
There is more. There's more coming. Pun not intended.
Please attack the elephant in the room. Why do you neglect your own Deus Slayer world in this campaign? Not a single thing of book 1 in this campaign is a prop. Well, we're still working on world.
No. Yeah. Why don't I neglect your Deus Slayer world in this campaign? We don't. I mean, that's the reasons why we added the second book. I mean, if you go through the second book, you will find the bestiaries, because those monsters are going to be based around that universe. At least those ones you can see over there. What else there? There's a mini extension to normal campaign. So that campaign, you have the main campaign. It will be linked kind of with this campaign here. So you can use it as a solo campaign or combined with the Deus Slayer campaign. So no. Nothing here is basically. I mean, the caves in Deus Slayer, they are normal caves, right? So like here. So no, that's not the no case. The Deus Slayer itself as a universe, it will be extended.
In a future campaign, we'd love to see encounters pre-painted sets as legacy add-ons, or maybe straight to retail.
Encounters would be great pre-painted. I did test on the piece. It could be quite easy to actually do that on encounters, much easier than on some of the terrain sets we have currently designed.
Yeah, definitely an Orlando. Definitely. Why wasn't there a mushroom sub-theme? That's a question to you, because I'm also asking that question.
Why wasn't there? I don't know why wasn't there, because we missed the boat with that. But it's, you know, it's a good idea for the next one, right? So we already have 2 good ideas, Lake and the mushroom sub-theme. Why not?
Yeah, there's tons of, you know, potential space to expand in the future.
Off
topic, can we expect Hom 3 Stronghold and Conflicts to be released? Yes, in the future we have plans.
Wait till next announcement, but between September and October, November, December, something like that.
Consider big arches to cross 4 square spaces, especially with a spacer to go wider. Provide at least double height to represent big dungeon corridors and or cavern tunnels for large creatures.
That would be a big element.
Technically, you can make something similar if you just use the edge tokens, or sorry, not the edge tokens, the edge terrain pieces. and you just make it like a big bridge.
Exactly. You could potentially extend it. You don't have to connect it. So it is small and made out of 2 pieces, but it doesn't stop you to actually create like one more tile here, the floor tile, and then have it like that. So widely open. Okay.
There are different painting schemes advertised on the campaign page. Will they be all in the offer to choose from?
It's gonna be 1 set only. At this campaign, we need to go with 1 set because we wanna make sure we deliver this one on time. And doing it more, it will means that we're not gonna have this one on time, and I won't take that risk.
Apollo's Gaming. Underdark and Mushrooms would be amazing. My wallet would not be able to keep up though. Well, about that, aren't you the winner of our competition? I would believe it was announced during today's update. I believe you're the winner for the competition, so congratulations.
Alright, congrats.
Back to the doors. I own so many sets of terrain, 3 core fantasy, 15 rooms, tavern set, but no usable doors. Abomination vaults and dwarven mines come with usable doors. How can I get them?
I did mention this one at the beginning, right? Of some things we have in the list to retail. It go to the new page. They're gonna be available through made to order, kind of. So you will be able to buy directly from us, because we haven't released everything to retail. So the things which are not gonna be never put in a retail, I believe we should have on a page just in case if somebody wanted. Okay, so at least will grow if there is requirement. Yeah, just mention on AMA, on any type of AMA. We're not gonna be finishing AMA never ever. So my team is here also watching, so they will take a note.
Personal question: do you guys play TTRPGs yourselves? If so, do you prefer 5e, Pathfinder, or something else? Do you want to start, or should I go?
You go.
Okay, so I used to, when I was a lot younger, I used to play a lot more. Like, during break time, at school, we would just play whenever we had the time. A bit later on, you know, I still played, but it wasn't as often. Now when I came to Poland, it's obviously a little bit harder. I'm still not fully confident in my Polish. I can speak it fluently, but I just understand and speak it slower. So I have joined a couple of games here and there, but it's never been like as common. Yeah. But I usually played, you know, it was mainly D&D, but then I did play Starfinder. I played the 40k one as well. I can't remember, something. I think it's like something on Glory, or I can't remember. But yeah, I played that one for a couple of sessions too.
It's 40k, right?
Yeah, 40k, not the normal Warhammer one.
Yeah, Rogue Trader that was, I think. Rogue Trader.
No, it's not Rogue Trader. It's oh, I can't remember the name though. It was like the setting is like in this warp storm where all of the different races can like ally each other, like they work together more.
Yeah. So I used to play. I used to play a lot. Oh Jesus, I used to be game master for many years, and we started actually in our neighborhood with Cyberpunk. That was the first one, 2020. That was the first one, and it was going for many years, and then we find out about the club in our hometown, and then we moved from Cyberpunk into Warhammer. It was Warhammer all the way long for many years. D&D, later on we played D&D, then we played Warzone. Warzone RPG, that was actually fun, but D&D, I think I did like 2-3 sessions, but I mainly played. Was back in the 2nd edition, 3rd edition, so long time ago. Nowadays, not much. Nowadays, actually, only we want to get our teams and basically, you know, people from the company to actually learn it. What is this about? Okay, because we're based in a small town Piła, when people actually never know what we do. And they find a job here and they work here, but they still don't kind of getting what exactly is the tabletop RPG. So we had those gaming sessions here when we play video games once or very often, but nowadays gaming sessions are going to be only about the tabletop RPG games. Yeah. You have to educate people.
Yeah, true.
How great stuff it is.
Any connectorless options for those of us with 20 plus sprues of them left over from previous D&L campaigns?
Unfortunately, no, because this is the same problem. We're gonna have to split one product into 2 different products, and it's gonna cause mayhem packing. So no, we have to make it like a full final product. Unfortunately, yeah.
Oh yeah, Wrath and Glory. I think that's the one.
I've got a copy of 2020. I've got a signed copy of 2020.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I've got a picture with the man itself.
Oh yeah, I also met him during GenCon.
He told me, yeah, I know, I haven't contacted him yet. I know. Okay, let's go.
Maybe Niche Caves from Velichka Salt Mine could be a fun tribute.
Yeah. That'll be actually a good tribute, yes.
I hate more dragons, we need Belly of the Props. Sorry, Belly of the Beast props too.
There is still more in the pipeline for the in the strategicals, yes. I'm still trying to decide on my pledge, but I am pledging.
Yeah, that's good. You can take your time. There's
still like a couple of weeks.
Did you guys ever play Magic the Gathering? Oh boy. Yeah, this is probably the card game I played the most, or in general, my most played tabletop game actually. Apart from also maybe Card Fight Vanguard. I spent an ungodly amount of money, honestly.
You mentioned here that because the unit cards in the home already beginning to bend. Did you know the foil cards bend in time? That's gonna be news to me, that they do. If you have some pictures, just send it over to us, to our support, and we will check that. But we used to play. I used to play also many years ago. Oh Jesus! It wasn't that big in Poland back then, but it still was actually something new.
I'm a bit sad though. It's not as big in Piła. Pokemon's still very big here in Piła, but Magic has kind of it came and then it kind of went away. But you know, in the bigger towns, it's still quite popular in Poland. Has the Legacy core set pre-paint color has been decided?
Yes, the one you can see there. The one you can see that they are actually kind of final. We're gonna match what is on there on the pictures.
Yeah. We have the mine in the rails. A thematic big stretch goal for 2 million would be a mine train or a drilling machine, or drilling machines on rails. A dwarf drilling machine on rails. Yes.
If we're gonna get somewhere close to 2 million, definitely it's gonna be big stretch goal. Kind of super stretch goal for everybody who are backing. So.
Jurassic size?
Not maybe. I mean, definitely terrain oriented. Maybe we just choke in, like, choking, wrong word. Maybe we throw into the pot something like additional some free new subterranean team. Maybe something like that. I'm jealous. Mike Pondsmith sounds like a very cool guy. He is.
Yeah, he's a very cool guy. Glad I got to talk to him. A Balrog riding a drilling machine.
2 million golden train.
If I get stretch pay, am I able to change the pledge in the pledge manager? Yes, you are able to change your pledge. Please keep in mind again that you're only able to use stretch pay once per campaign. Even if you pay off, you will still only be able to use it once. And if you do decide to add something to your stretch pay pledge, you have to pay the upfront cost for that immediately. So you'll still have your stretch pay pledge going. But if you do want to add like an add-on or something, then you will have to pay the full cost of that add-on.
Yeah. Okay.
Any plans for future occult or demonic props or themes?
We haven't thought about that one.
It's the Archon way. Come on, they're always going to be demonic props. No.
Demonic, yes. Demonic, yes. Occult, no.
I mean, it's similar, no.
Really, there's no religion symbolic.
I mean, occult is more like it's more demonic.
We don't want to go too close to any pentagram things and whatsoever.
We already have the wall occult set with the pentagram.
Well, yeah, it is, but it's more.
we've already passed that bridge.
Fantasy that but not the occult tanks. But the demonic probes actually sounds. You will find some props definitely here. I mean, we had some demonic probes. Well, hold on one second. Maybe in the second or third campaign, there was a lot of props which were demonic ones.
In a future campaign, can you imagine a trick to make a room to have an odd size? I'm not entirely sure about. I'm not entirely sure.
He means like different sizes, not like square sizes, but like 3 to 1, for instance. So 3 tiles and 1 tile. I don't think we're gonna do any one tile size. I already answered this one. I mean, if you have a look at this, like that, this is back of the sprue. So the connection clip is here, just exactly in the middle, and this is 1 tile, and then this is 2nd tile. So if we do 1, it would clip here in order to actually move. But if you attach anything here, it will shift everything around. So
well, the way to do this realistically would you would need to add a section here that would have like 2 here, and then have it so it like curves.
Yeah. However,
into 1.
Yeah, kind of. But however, let me just show you something. This is the testing. This is the one we are actually testing at the moment. Not testing, but basically we did differently. Where's the project story here? And let's go to subteams section. So if you have a look on the spider one here, right, this is kind of 1 tile.
Yep.
Yeah, 1 tile. This is new, and at the moment is only connecting with this system here, so you need to connect with that and then connect the middle section and then the end section, which is mirror of that one, which goes on the other end. So you have like normal tile size here. Okay, that's the pin when it goes. Then we have a pin here which connects this bridge, right? And then at the end you have to use exactly the same. So it is narrow and then widen up here at the end. Yeah, that makes sense, right? So that's the odd one for us, really odd one. Do we want to do? Are we going to do any order than this? I don't think so. But you still have to use kind of this. You could potentially use this one alone. However, if you want to connect anything over there with normal system, it might not work, right? Because it will be out of the 50 by 60 by 60 square. Yeah. Okay. I want to really keep it everything 60 by 60 square because we need to give you all the possibilities of assembly. Yeah. Okay.
I would also like to know, sorry if you've answered in the past, is there possible to get a replacement? Yes, I believe I have seen the picture with your gold golem. I am very sorry. But yes, please reach out to us via our support email, and we won't be able to issue a replacement immediately, but once the rest of the containers arrived in Green Logistics Hub, we will, and when we, of course, we deliver those games first, we will be able to start shipping out replacements from then. So right now we're just writing down all the replacements that we need to send out. Yeah. Just please reach out to us, and when we're ready, we'll send a replacement.
So, what do you see here? What do you see here? This is kind of, we're gonna be still a little bit weak in this color. We have to tweak this color. There's some requirements for from you guys, but that's about it. We're not gonna be doing like a major overhaul because we cannot. Campaign already started. Now, in terms of add-ons and expansion things, what you see here is going to be very, 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 very that. So this is actually what I showed you on this video, or maybe I'll try to show in my camera. So that's that. Oh, that's this. Right? My camera is doing something funky, and I actually hate it today. What's going on with it? So yeah.
It almost looks like it's got a fisheye effect.
It's like a fisheye,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what happened. I used to be so happy because of this camera and it was working everything perfectly. Yeah. Now it's not. So that's that. And then you can expect that every single call here is gonna be matched to that one. So that's gonna be my. Oh, sorry. That's much easier. So this is gonna be like that with some tweaks, tiny tweaks. I mean, when I say tweaks, I mean definitely some additional elements. You will see some tiny, small details added in. That is only, the difference is basically the high wall, so it's gonna be like a normal dwarf mine. Yeah, the short wall one. Okay, let's go. More questions.
Yeah, thanks. I understand the constraint for playing in a 60 by 60 system. If I ask this, is for playing a board game like HeroQuest. Yeah, there's a lot of people that use Our Terrain for HeroQuest. Actually, this is something I've noticed. I hope to see fleshy props with human teeth, such as fleshy half-arch with rows of molars. Yeah, I could see that. I don't know if we have it planned, but...
Let's wait till we will reveal every single one, so... Yeah.
The Carnage tract will be clear plastic. Only clear plastic or clear plastic with pre-painted zones?
Pre-painted zones. So if you're gonna go for the pre-painted section, it will be pre-painted zones. Let me just explain again. Again, I mean, I did on the last AMA, so maybe you haven't heard, but I'm happy to say that again. So as you can see, you have some bits here, like a veins, for instance, right? And they meant to be solid. So that's liquid. It needs to stay liquid. It's a blood, basically. And then everything which is solid, it's gonna be pre-painted. Meant to be solid, it is gonna be pre-painted. Okay.
Do you think there will ever be a big enough market for sci-fi dungeon theme, something grim dark compatible?
I don't believe there's ever gonna be to the size of sci-fi, ever. Maybe if I don't know what I don't know, really. I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, there is no any system on the horizon which is which might change that one, comparing to a D&D or Pathfinder or Warhammer, right? So I don't think there is any other sci-fi system which could change that. However, the miniatures games are different story, right? So I don't want to go a little bit ahead with everything, all the plans, but I did say that a few times that we work on them. We work on some licenses stuff, and maybe there will be potential to bring a sci-fi terrain through that license. Say too much. It's the wargaming system would require to have a specific terrain design for this game. So it means that we could potentially go into a interior, and especially like spaceships and stuff like that. So then that will open up the option for us to actually create a sci-fi terrains, and then you can go for the sci-fi terrain just for your sci-fi RPG systems. But then we would have that one bolted into the wargaming game. Yeah, okay, let's move on because I'm gonna talk too much.
Spill some juice about the baby you have in the oven. Last stream we finally learned where the music came from. Please tell us a bit more about that project.
I will leave it for normal AMA. I will say something, but I will leave it for normal AMA. I'll show you a few maybe concepts, maybe those.
There you go. Yeah, also Starfinder 2E is on the horizon. That may be...
If the Starfinder 2E change the something on the market as it is, there would be option for us to actually go into that.
Have you thought about the possibility of teaming up with Simon to do terrain for the Zombicide and Death May Die board games?
We haven't. This is type of collab we haven't done yet. Maybe at some point we will discuss. I know that like those companies like Simon and such, they were not interested in pure plastic, gray plastic, but now with pre-painted, this might change. Yeah.
We definitely need to. Either companies will come reach out to us, or we'll have to come to them if we want to.
Yeah.
You guys would make amazing boarding actions in Space Crusade boards.
Yeah. Well, the pre-painting is actually allow us to make lots of things.
Any chance for hedge walls in upcoming campaigns for mazes and gardens?
No, we haven't thought about that. So maybe, but we haven't thought about that. And man, I would love your terrain in Simon stuff. I think somebody did already some terrain with our stuff. I mean, seen it at some point. Dark black, I think it was.
High quality terrain for Song of Ice and Fire wargame would be great.
So you might know that we are going to make a wargaming game set in the Heroes as well. That will be our fantasy line, and obviously I'm not gonna go with a Song of Ice and Fire idea of 2D flat terrain. We want to go with a proper 3D terrain. So there will be terrain, nice terrain, which will be You know, you've seen one
Yeah,
box today.
well, about that, idea you mentioned earlier with the huge castles and everything.
Yeah.
I think that definitely should be baked into this game as well, with the possibility of making like huge castles and having players siege a castle and one side defending it. I think that'd be very cool.
Yeah, I've seen many of those back in the days when Warhammer Fantasy Battle was actually fully available, and there was lots of things in especially rules for that one in the White Wolf. And we used to fight for the castle. We used to battle that, and that was really enjoyable. Enjoyable games. And sieging castle is something, it's great stuff.
Yeah,
but
I don't know. It definitely sieging castles. It fulfills a fantasy that it's just like really. It really hits me. I don't know why.
But sieging castle needs to be in Heroes. Come on.
Yeah, obviously. But it's just like every game I play, if it's like fantasy oriented, I don't know. Sieging castles are just so cool. Whether it's Total War or Warband.
I mean, most of the I was in the Warhammer World last year, right, when we were in the UK, and took lots of pictures. But most of the dioramas there is actually about sieging. Sieging building
I saw those pictures. Yeah, they're very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so regular armor probably after the campaign is over.
Next week,
next week. Okay.
Next week, really next week. I will do not after campaign. I will do next week that proper regular armor because I only one. I haven't done for the last couple of weeks because this campaign and
yeah. Could you please make plans to make generic modern terrain, both houses and cityscapes? It could be used in post-apocalyptic environments for generic RPGs, both modern and post-apocalyptic. I feel like there's already.
But we have this one modern terrain. We classify our last rampart as a modern kind of city ruin terrain, which could be assigned. Could be put into any type of bits and bobs. Now our sci-fi line is still available. I believe entire sci-fi line is still available in on our online store or in the stores, so in retail. So we do have that.
I do feel like that terrain, that market is also very saturated. You already have companies like Grenadra in the UK making sets like that.
That's cool question. That's a cool question.
Any dream collabs or licenses you would like to work with? Ooh.
There's a few. There is a few. But
there's always a few.
It's a good question, and probably I won't be able to answer just a few sentences. But working with licenses, it's not that easy. Every license is different, and they work differently with their licensor. We enjoy working with Ubisoft. I really like working with Ubisoft, and maybe in the future we could expand what we have with Ubisoft at the moment into something bigger, wider, let's say. So Ubisoft is great, actually. Extremely demanding on quality, which is awesome. Which is really awesome. My team is actually always making sure that everything there is just like exactly as it's supposed to be and things like that. So if in terms of license, or definitely everything on Ubisoft, on the Ubisoft line. Instead of other than obvious ones, Homeworld is one which I really love, like the Homeworld from Gearbox. So that's the one. Maybe at some point, I know there was kind of board game just available through crowdfunding, only through crowdfunding done by Modifius, but I think that would be great to actually have it like a full scale combat game, war game, something like that. Some Homeworld is one of the list. Master of Orion is my thing. I don't believe the team was actually ready for this license here because nobody actually knew it, but my thing was Master of Orion, and we have it now, so I'm quite happy. I'm almost fulfilled. There's one more license.
I knew it, but I never really played it that much.
Yeah, it's almost all the license I always dream about. We work with either directly or indirectly. So yeah, I will talk more on the normal AMA about that.
Any thoughts about D&L compatible multi-level ruined buildings for ruined city games like Mordheim and Frostgrave?
Yeah. I saw this picture today on the
fan page.
On the Facebook. You like it as well. It was about All Terrain, which used to be released by Games Workshop. It was like a kind of village.
Yeah. I think I showed you that as well one time, though.
Yeah.
It's a very good set, but I think they stopped releasing it some time ago. But
Yeah, they did. I think the tools are gone anyway, so they won't be able to bring it back. I don't think they're gonna bring back this one ever again. That gave me some ideas. Maybe we should think about a kind of next campaign when we're gonna be working on type of Woodhaven to have actually some kind of those set village, and that would be terrain you would be able to use for the Mordecai, because then obviously we have some like ruin models, buildings, which fantasy ones, which would be great for Mordecai or for Frostgrave. Yeah.
The war game for Delsla's World still planned?
Yeah. We still talk about this. We still work on that one. Yes.
Code word for it's in the future. Not right now probably, but like definitely no. We'd love to do it in the future, but it's just so many stuff right at the moment.
We have a release plan, and our release plan for this year is we still have to go through expansions for Home 3 for Heroes. We have a Battleground, which is the Master of the Universe Battleground, which will then be on GameFound just literally in May or something like that. Only because we got extension to United States, so we have to bring it through crowdfunding. That's true. And the third one this year is Master of Orion, which Tim is actually busy with. Next year, starting with the first quarter, I hope on the first quarter, is the Wargaming or / other game or / our project, our internal IP. Then we have one more IP, so that's for the second quarter. The third quarter is again our projects, and the last quarter is probably IP or our projects or so. Yeah. So we never had that one in a company. We never had like a long-term plans. Yeah, but this time around we have, and every time when we have some window of opportunity to bring something ours, we will do.
Really love your idea for a dungeon keeper game. Drafting and building a dungeon as game mechanism. Game mechanism is a brilliant idea.
Yeah,
this is something I really want to see too, because I really like the dungeon keeper games as well.
Yeah, we have even actually designed a clip for that. There's a clip designed for that to actually. It's like open clip, so we did like let me show you something. That's the normal clip, right? So we only open it. Yes. So that's the clip, right? So we open up this section. This section is being opened, and on the other side, this section is also open. So you only you don't have to attach the clip from the bottom. You just slide in, and then slide in the other tile. So it was actually quite easy to do, and then everybody can do it, and it's perfect for the board game because you don't have to lift it entire construction. You just slide in, slide in, slide in, slide in, slide in when your imps actually dig in. So yeah, that's that. But now we've pre-painted. I think there is a real chance to actually do that. Yeah. Okay. Let's check more questions. It's 1 hour and 20 minutes already.
Yeah. You mentioned emerging grandpa with the lasers portion of D&L. Is that not a thing now, or is it still a possibility?
It is still a possibility. This is the only options we can do. There's only one way to actually bring it. The anything which is lasers, we have to combine them both. So they need to work together, and also it needs to be 40k ready. 40k rules ready. That's what I meant. They change the rules, and then most of our terrain are not applicable anymore. It's not compatible anymore.
Yeah.
Although their own terrain is not much compatible, but I'm
sure they'll release the
that's what they
terrain.
do now.
That's the whole point.
That's what they do now. So yeah, that's the whole point. Plant obsolescence. Okay. Any more questions? If you have more questions, please keep them coming.
Let's see the latest cave color. I think this is like it's not ready yet, probably, right? We're still working on it.
It's still working on it.
Yeah, let's do a community goal so we hit 1 million in 2 days. Or today. Sorry.
It's I don't think we're gonna be able to hit 1 million today unless something crazy will happen. But yeah.
Yeah, we need to receive like funding from like a billionaire or something. If you know any, then please invite them. I'd love to talk to them.
Those are more connectors. I will be happy for.
Yeah.
I know we have plenty, but. Right. So quickly on the page, I think hasn't. So we're still going up. Very, very good. Very nice. We're quite happy about it. So that's great. Another stretch goal unlocked. Well, hold on one second. That should
Yeah,
be
the
unlocked.
torch
Oh, you
unlocked.
have to refresh the page to actually see it unlocked. Okay, that's fine. Sorry, me being old. That's good. That's good. Let's see. Let's see what the rest of the day will bring and where we are in the morning. If you have any more questions, I'm happy to answer them. Is there any plans for the ice cavern? I think everything which you see here is there, but we're still considering and still thinking that we could make this caves ice one from the clear plastic, right? Because they're almost ready for that. I mean, you have a cracked floors and you have kind of icy spiky things. So
about that, would it be possible to have them pre-painted? Because that's like probably the biggest one that people would be asking for. Because I think that's one of the big advantages of Prismacast, that we can have just like this one terrain cave set, but have it in different colors, and it would be different themes. Basically.
Oh, you mean like make it okay?
Yeah. So we can have like lava caves and ice caves, but just change the actual color on the pre-painted, instead of changing the plastic.
I don't know. I will talk with Michał. We still got like 3 months before the pledge manager.
Yep.
So anything you propose, anything we do, anything we work on, we might actually change, not change, but we can add things in pledge manager. As long as if they're going to work, right? Because everything we have to test it. We're not selling or showing stuff which is not being tested basically, right? So. And that's the thing. Yeah, we have to make sure it's actually gonna be real to deliver, right? I don't want to spend like another 3 months developing something I sold and it's not working. Okay. Another call to Joe. He won't answer.
Yeah, unlucky. We're not famous enough yet, but we will get our name out there eventually. We should probably just start our own D&D campaign.
Yeah.
Just put it on YouTube or
in Polish.
Maybe in Polish. English streams and videos are more popular though.
Yeah.
The options for multi-level caves, like some rock stairs, support for floors, I do think there are some support elements for this in the stretch goals. As for a more in-depth system on that, probably have to be in a future campaign.
Yeah.
I would love pre-painted sewers to paint those stone bits and keep the water clear, since it's a pain to not get paint on the clear bits.
I mean, that's the whole idea about the this printing system, because it's selective, so we can selectively paint something on it, and yeah. Not only that, can you imagine we can actually paint it over, like you can add some animals there, like a frog or something like this, and actually it's going to be tiny, small frog, and it's quite good detail on it.
I've still seen people asking for the frog, from I think it was Encounters,
yeah,
for a miniature of the frog. So maybe in the next
the big one, which
not the big one, no, the small one,
the small one.
The horned frog, I think, is the one.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, hello there.
Pre-painted rivers would sell big with wargamers.
I guess yes, but the rivers we did, they are actually they're missing a few components, I believe. Back in the Encounters, we didn't have basically budget to expand that one, and we only have like a 90 degree 90 degree
curves, yeah,
curves instead of actually 45, and that is what is missing, 45 degree curves for that project. And then the biggest, I think, shot in the foot was that actually the wider than normal 60 by 60, because it's not it doesn't kind of work with the D&L, the Dungeons laser system. So that's the bugger. That's the one of the which I don't really like it. I mean, we did that because they look much better and they needed to be slightly wider to look really, really good. But again, they don't work with the system.
The cave tiles in clear blue would be good. We can paint them to match those we got in the past. That's
the thing. I mean, we might have on the machine one of the caves anyway, so maybe we can shoot it in some different plastic and show you and see how they look. If they're gonna look any good to like this system could be made out of ice, right? Or at least something similar to that, because you have a crack floors. That's fine, not bad. Actually, it looks like it was designed for that. So I will see what we want to come up with. But again, I don't want to add too much stuff in this campaign, because that would mean we're gonna have to also create a new painting pattern for that. So maybe we can test it now, see how it works, and then leave it for the next campaign. But guys, the ideas are very good, because that's what we're missing. I mean, you telling us what exactly you want, and we then basically considering whether this is something feasible or not, or real.
Yeah. Why no bats? I heard you're experts.
Yeah, I'm turning into one slowly over the years.
True.
I was bitten by bat years ago in a fight for my life, and I kill it. I have to kill it. So, and then I had
story.
And then I had lots of injections for the rabies. So it wasn't pleasant day, because of rabies is not fun.
It's cool to see you considering ideas as they come in. Great company, very happy to support. Thank you for tuning in and giving us ideas. Any chance you'll invest in larger machines to make larger molds? Seems like things are limited to the standard sprue size.
We've been thinking about that, because obviously making larger molds is, and especially for production, is cost-saving exercise. And one of the things which other companies which use our services keep asking for. The plan was last year to actually introduce larger machine, but we decided to first move into new building, move the current setup of machines into new building, and then work on that one either this year or next year. There will be other changes in our manufacturing process, but we have to become more streamlined. Like, it is what it is. The cost of running production, manufacturing, and labor and everything is going up and up. So the only one way to offset this is basically by introducing new solutions and making production much more efficient. So it will happen at some point. It must happen at some point because of the costs. Yeah.
Any news about home? There'll be a regular live stream next week, and you can tune in then. Glad to see you here, Shion. We'll see you next time.
Yep.
If I understand right, the pre-painted fantasy starter set has grey walls and blue walls, like on the picture. Are there there's some sprues to show before the end of the campaign?
Is the pre-painted fantasy starter set? I should have it, yes. I should have it. I designed that one yesterday. Well, we designed that one, the one I will show you yesterday. Today I was going to design other things, but it's too much other work. So tomorrow it will be my day to actually spend some time on that, and then probably Saturday and Sunday. So we still got like how many days of campaign? I mean, this is just 48 hours, so we still got like 2 weeks of campaign. We will be able to show you much more, definitely much more. In terms of final ones before the campaign finished, yeah, and then you can make your main app about it, yeah.
Will you ever do a D&D live stream? With DDoS stuff?
I don't think so. We're gonna make any D&D, because it will have to be in Polish language if we want to do that. Our English is not. My English and my team, except the Shimon, is not efficient enough or not good enough to actually run any type of campaign, especially in English. That would be fun. Running campaign in Ponglish.
It
will be fun.
It'll be different, definitely.
Yeah.
So
we
should play board games if anything, and like during like a live stream.
We could do something.
Running a campaign would definitely be more difficult.
Yeah.
But I think playing a board game wouldn't be as difficult.
The board game is actually universal. Much universal, so whenever you don't have to even know what they're talking about, because at the end of the day the rules are actually for all the languages, so you can see what they actually do, and if you know the rules you will basically right. It's been an hour and almost 40 minutes, a little bit longer than we expected, anticipated. It was meant to be just one. So yeah, patient 0 for COVID. I was in the company. I was the first one actually to get it. I was the first one which was sent out for 2 weeks quarantine, And my wife was actually 4 weeks on a quarantine, because back then the rules were, if I am on a quarantine at home, I can then after 2 weeks come back to work. But my wife needed to stay my 2 weeks of quarantine and then hers 2 weeks of quarantine. So she was working 4 weeks from home.
I mean, then like a week later we need to go back again anyways, no?
No.
No, we need to go back for another time. I remember.
Oh,
It was,
yeah.
It was like for 8 weeks about, no?
Yeah.
Or like 6? I can't remember.
It was strange times. But then they changed regulations in Poland.
I run an English D&D campaign with players with worse language capabilities.
Okay. You know, the AI nowadays is so advanced. Maybe we could potentially use AI. Why not?
No.
With you know, live translation from Polish to English. Any chance to get rounded or angled walls for the legacy sets? Unfortunately, no, because it wasn't planned for this campaign. We just did a refresh of the old sets with, you know, add paint to it, but not with this campaign. It will be too costly to actually do that.
Yeah, I do think curved walls is something we would like to implement in a future, like in future train sets though, like regular buildings and stuff.
Okay. A dungeon ramp via D&D using the caves terrain would be awesome.
Yeah, well, I mean, I hope my English is good since I was, you know, raised in the UK.
Yep.
I was born here though.
We born there, and we left the UK for some time.
Oh, no, I wasn't born there. I was born in Poland.
But you had a little bit of Polish actually. You didn't speak well in Polish anyway. Maybe you know a few words when you actually went to UK school. Well, the nursery back then. So yeah, I think I would say your native language is English.
Oh no, definitely. My native language is definitely English, but I am able to think.
It sounds like Chavso, but then yeah.
What? Sorry, excuse me.
You don't sound like a British
okay.
BBC English. Your BBC English is not there yet. No, I'm joking, huh?
I'm sorry I'm not posh enough for you.
Hey, that's only jokes.
Would you like some scones with that?
Yes, please. Okay. The curved walls in this campaign is nice to see. Not really seen before. Yeah, that was the savage. Hey, it's my son, so you know, it's my blood. Okay, going back, curved walls. Yep, that was the big change for this campaign. Something new, something we wanted to. And to be honest, the caves needed. The caves needed because the caves are much more organic, and there needs to be. Yeah, there needs to be basically that way. Okay, is any more questions here? Okay, it's getting late and we're getting extremely tired because we start to shifting into shifting away slightly from the main topic. I'm just checking for more questions. Is there more questions? If there are no more questions,
you say love to ladies in the grocery store here. No, not really. When I speak to grocery ladies, I do speak to them in Polish, don't worry. The accent changes where you live, even if it's your native language, so your English is getting worse, and accent is getting better. Well, I still use English daily, so it's not that bad. You know, still tons of people I talk to in English. And, you know, I use English just writing to people in every day. I just use English when I write to people every day.
Do you think in Polish or in English?
It depends. Sometimes I think in Polish, sometimes in English.
I had that problem. I had this problem because at some point when you live abroad, you start thinking in other languages. You don't even know. You don't even realize. And at some point, you just, oh my goodness, why I think in this language? Because you know,
Yeah, I do think in English more often though than in Polish.
Okay, going to be using this to make the greatest dungeon bowl each other. Really, you can do that for that. Okay, that sounds good.
Oh, he's. I think he completely misunderstood. He's asking, you know, he's pitching an idea. You know, if we play Blood Bowl over here, and if you know,
I used to play Blood Bowl. You know which one? The second edition Blood Bowl. When you don't have miniatures, you have like a standees. I remember that. That was many years ago. But we don't have we do have a Blood Bowl here for.
No, but he's asking if you know we can make a minis or scenery of like a Deus Ex sports game, like Blood Bowl.
Like Blood Bowl. Yes. Fantasy
Yeah, maybe in the future. Andy, do you speak Polish with an English accent? Funny story. Funnily enough, when I'm saying when I'm speaking in Polish, I pronounce English words with a Polish accent. But generally, when I speak Polish, I don't have an accent. So I can speak both languages fluently without an accent. But yeah, if I'm pronouncing English words in Polish, I add an accent subconsciously even. It's interesting, definitely.
That's a good question. Any chance we could see the big box D&L boxes like the Tavern and Stronghold released pre-painted? Definitely yes. You're going to be seeing more and more coming to retail. That's for sure. I'm dreaming about a massive castle as well, so maybe even bigger than Stronghold. Yeah, something like that, and that needs to be also pre-painted. And in fact, I think I spoke with Marcin about the Stronghold itself to actually make it Stronghold pre-painted. That will be probably made to order through our website. Maybe something for the retail, but nothing crazy, nothing really crazy. And probably gonna be expensive as well. It's not gonna be cheap stuff because it's pre-painted, right? So yeah. Okay, I think we've got to finish because we are so tired. I am tired, and
I'm never tired.
Our brain is shifting into some territory we shouldn't be, and we should stay focused on the campaign, I think. So there's one more question. Do you have a plan to release miniatures campaign focus more on D&D and Pathfinder when it comes to races? We haven't thought about that. Although the next miniatures campaign we're gonna have definitely next year or something will be mainly the generic miniatures, which means they're gonna be much more closer to D&D and Pathfinder instead of our own original setting. No, other way around. The generic setting will be brought into Deus Lab. That's what it is. Yep.
Yeah.
We do. We're doing quite a lot. I mean, when I'm not sure where you place, but located, but we are globally, and maybe our presence is not that obvious in United States, and this is something we're working on. USA for us, we were focusing so much on the Europe, then we kind of left it USA, and now team just came back from Gamma trade show in Kentucky was this year. Nashville, I think it was Nashville, and it was a huge for us because of a lot of people actually came to our stand and they were interested in the product. Belgium needs Archon. I heard literally today, that the Crisis is back. So we always go for Crisis. It used to be myself and Michał, and we were going for Crisis at show just to have some good drinks. That's about it. It was actually we go there to see friends and everybody from the industry just talk about with fun things, and that's it. Yeah, but Crisis is back. So if the Crisis is back, we also gonna be there. I hope they're not gonna be too close to Essen as they used to be, because after Essen last year we needed like almost 1 week recovery. So if they split apart those two trade shows, we will do.
Till now, there are no 1 per backer stretch goals, correct? Yes, there are no 1 per backer stretch goals. It's just the Minotaur miniature and the Gelatinous cube, which are like rewards. But only you get only one of them. They're technically, we can call them 1 per backer pledge, but it's just the easier way to say it is just it's free with your first pledge if you followed the campaign before it launched and if you're a returning backer.
Yeah. Okay. Should be wrap it up.
Okay, yeah. That should be everything, I think.
Okay, that's gonna be all for today. We've got to finish because it's been and thank you for staying and staying with us. I mean, 1 hour 45 minutes for planned 45 minutes update.
Well, I mean,
it's like one hour longer.
I think you say that every time, but it always stretches.
It's my fault. Sorry for that. I just keep opening my mouth and when I. So we will see you definitely next week, halfway through campaign, and then next week also it's gonna be normal AMA, when we can go through other projects and everything which is what's in the future, right? So thank you again for dialing. Thank you again for watching us and listening to us, and thank you for your support on these projects, and see you next time.
Yeah, thank you for coming.